Mr. Cornell.
You know, you're exactly right. You know, I can't think of a new company that's come into Chautauqua County in the last 4 years. I can think of a lot that have closed their doors, a lot that have contracted to the point that the employees aren't there. I met a gentleman that used to work at Truckline. I met somebody who used to work at Cisco. So you're exactly right. You need to have a strategy. That's number one. We don't have one right now. And you need to have a plan on the table that moves in an aggressive fashion. I've talked a lot about small business startups. That's something where we can start a business that can grow and create jobs and be one of Chautauqua County's own. We need to tap into that entrepreneurial spirit here in Chautauqua County and give people an opportunity to grow here. The other point is you have to have infrastructure developed if you want to bring companies in here. And we've done nothing in the last 4 years to develop that infrastructure except complete projects that were started under the previous administration. So we need to have a very aggressive approach. We can have an agribusiness park, we can have a general business park, we can have a green energy park as the legislature passed 2 years ago and nothing's been done on. So we need to get going on those. We need to move quickly and aggressively.
Time. One last question from the audience. Stand up and state your name.
Okay. I'm Andrea, and I think a lot of these questions lead to a common theme or an underlying concern. This is for both of you. Do you agree or disagree that most of the young people in this room may have to leave this county to earn a living?
I would hope not, but I think the facts are the facts, especially if you're graduating, here soon. I mean, I believe so. When I graduated from college, I went here to JCC for 2 years, and then I went on to Geneseo, and I went to Washington, D.C. After I went to Geneseo, and so, naturally, that was what I wanted to do. But I think we need to focus not only on college students and what kind of opportunities we can provide for you, but we also need to look at people that may have left the area but are looking to come back. Maybe they spent 3 or 4 years somewhere else and now they want to come home and start a family. I can't think of a better place in this country to raise a family. I have my son Nate with me here today, and he's been very, very good watching this debate. Thank you. And it's so nice this is such a beautiful place to raise a family. The one missing ingredient is opportunity.
The natural progression that was just described. Statistics show that Chautauqua County in Western New York has the same percentage of what they call brain drain. Young people come to a spot or leave or get their education, or from a spot, they get their education. The natural tendency is the grass is always greener. So you circle out, and as I did, and I went out and spent some time in Pittsburgh, but I got myself back here by the education that I was able to gain and the experience I was able to gain out there in other regions, because people quickly realized that the median value of a home in Chautauqua County is $77,000. It's $558 in Westchester. And so when you start talking about these entry-level jobs and beginning your professional careers, where can you start and do it right? So we have to work on the brain gain part of that. That's a regional strategy that's being worked on, and we're not alone, because again, this is all along the southern tier. We partner together in what's something called the Pipeline for Progress, and that is developing collectively opportunities in the region to have more firepower to bring people back into the area.
Okay, I want to thank you both very much. We have 3 minutes for closing statements, and Mr. Cornell, since you started the debate, Mr. Edwards, you will have your 3-minute closing statement first.
Thank you again for taking time out of your busy schedules to be here. And just to set the record straight, as you know, I didn't just manufacture this, but here is a business park sites in the Westville Business Park, Ellicott Highway Corridor Park. Talk about not doing infrastructure development or opportunity. That's working with the local governments themselves to help them grow and develop opportunities. What you're looking at is an approach and how you deliver successfully in a difficult environment. And what it takes is long-term dedication and this basic grit to work through all of the challenges that you face as county executive. Take a look at my background, take a look at my opponent's background. I don't quit. You can take a look at the jobs I've had, you'll see that I'm consistent in my work. I put my nose to the grindstone and continue to work. Yes, the methane project took 4 years, and thank goodness we had the help of all of our elected officials, particularly Charles Schumer. Yes, issues like this take time and effort, but you can't quit. If you compare my approach to life to that of my opponent, you can take a look at it. It's on his resume. You can see my background's in the private sector, doing work that you have to do in the private sector to keep your job and move forward. My opponent's been involved in the political sector his whole life. And it's easy to say how things ought to be, but sometimes you have to stay with the program. We're talking about economic development here, and how this is the cornerstone of my opponent's career and how he wants to go forward. When he had a chance to lead economic development in Chautauqua County, he elected to resign from those positions and not continue as chairman of the majority part of the legislature, which gave him a significant role in economic development because you could drive issues. I tell you right now, we've worked hard for 4 years. We had significant progress and significant growth. We have had successfully negotiated a very bad turn in our economy, and we're on the upswing. If you take a look a year ago, we had 1,000 jobs, open opportunities. Many of those businesses are still here. As the economy starts to pick up again, those jobs will be there as well. So I think you have to take a long-term view. You have to show up every day. You have to say, I'll never quit, and you have to finish the jobs that you start. That's what I tell you I've done for 4 years. That's the job I'll do for you for the next 4 years as your county executive.
Anybody that knows me knows I don't quit. That's just rhetoric. If you want an example, let me give you an example. I proposed the elimination of the home heating tax that saved the county, people of Chautauqua County, $5.3 million last year. My opponent opposed it. He opposed it, I supported it. It's law. So that should give you a sense of who quits and who doesn't, right there. And I don't know what uniquely qualifies someone who's a divorce attorney their whole life as to be county executive. I think it's something you should be proud of. I don't think it's something you should run away from, but I don't know why that would uniquely qualify you to be county executive. You don't have to be a lawyer to be county executive. If you want somebody to fix your roof, you hire somebody that knows how to fix a roof. I've done this my whole life. I know what I'm doing. Look at the results. I have accomplished more in my 4 years as a legislator than the county executive has accomplished in 4 years as county executive, and he has more power and ability to get things done in that position and hasn't gotten it done. We have not seen the leadership we need to see. This county is in trouble, folks. We're losing population, our school enrollments are declining, our housing stock is the worst in the nation. We're not seeing growth that we need to see, and we have a wait-and-see approach. Let's study it. We'll take a studied approach to it. We'll wait year after year after year, drag our feet. I don't know what it requires to study appointing a housing task force, why we had to study that for a full year before it ever got appointed. And apparently it wasn't studied very well because 2 of the people weren't even asked to be on it when they were appointed, and they had to be replaced. So I believe that we need to move quickly. We need to have a strategy to invest in business startups, a strategy to build up our infrastructure that's been ignored for the last 4 years, a strategy to improve and grow our housing stock, and a strategy to aggressively go after and enhance our lakes and waterways. It's not being done now. We can cite all the examples of things going on in the county, but we spent the full debate here today. We didn't hear an economic development strategy from the county executive, and we certainly haven't seen one over the last 4 years. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, JCC. I am an alumnus, and it makes me very proud to stand up here before you and to see all of you standing here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Cornell and Mr. Edwards. That concludes this debate. Thank you all for coming.